Hey there, everybody. I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team. It's 9 o'clock here on a Tuesday evening, and we had a cold front that moved through our area today. And as we were telling you over the past few days here, that this front is going to have only had limited moisture with it, and we were talking for the potential for just a few raindrops, and that's what most of us saw, only a few raindrops. In fact, a lot of you maybe didn't even see any rain at all. Now, the system was a little more impressive over parts of north and northwest Georgia earlier today, a little more widespread coverage of light rain. But then as it moved into metro Atlanta, it started falling apart, and it was only just a few raindrops around in some areas. So now that that front has moved through and it's pushed out any of that moisture, we're now getting that reinforcing shot of cooler air that's going to start moving in, and it already is moving in right now. But with that, during the day tomorrow, we're going to see breezy conditions at times. We're talking about winds between 10 and 25 miles an hour. Some of those wind gusts potentially 15 to 25 miles an hour at times. So just be aware of that during the day tomorrow, that it will be a little bit on the breezy side. But this front is also bringing in more cooler air, and we're going to be below average here for tomorrow. In the afternoon hours, we're going to be about 9 degrees cooler tomorrow than we were today. Today's high was 80. We're going to be about 71 degrees here during the day tomorrow. So here's the system as it moved through. This is a 12-hour or 6-hour loop actually showing those showers. As I mentioned, a little more impressive over parts of North Georgia, mainly light rain, but there were a couple of pockets in some of these areas in northern Dawson County, moving into parts of Lumpkin County there, where we had some moderate rain that came through. Never any thunder and lightning with any of these or anything, but it's still pretty good areas of rain in North Georgia. But then notice, as that moved to the east and as the line drifted down toward the south and east, it really started falling apart. So for metro Atlanta, there were just a few damp roads around from some of that light rain and the few raindrops that were moving through our area. In fact, you can get a closer look here in Atlanta. Really, areas on the north side had a few more of those raindrops than we did here in the city. We just had a few of those little lighter showers move through here, pushing over toward into DeKalb County and then moving on away. And then also on the south side, we had a couple of showers that made it down there, but they're all falling apart right now. The other thing I want you to notice is the cloud cover. We did see a pretty good coverage of clouds around as this band of falling apart rain was moving through our area. But the front is pushing down toward the south, and what that's going to do is bring in not only the cooler air, but also the drier air. And that is going to help these clouds to erode a little bit more. We're already seeing clearing skies over a big part of North Georgia. Now we're watching these clouds that are breaking up in the North Metro area and in parts of West Georgia, and that process is going to continue for the rest of the evening hours. We will be clearing out, seeing more of the moon and the stars around, and this front is shifting the wind coming out of the north and west, and with that, we're going to see that cooler air that is already starting to filter into our area here during the evening hours right now, and it will continue doing that during the overnight hours too. Here is a live look right now at our tower cam where you can still see the cloud cover. This is our view from Arizona Avenue right there on the DeKalb County line looking westward toward the city. You know, we had a pretty nice sunset out there tonight. It was mainly blocked by clouds, but occasionally that sun would break through those clouds, and we would see it kind of filling up the sky a little bit with some of that color, and it made, with the clouds, it made it more of an orange color there. But you can still see some of these clouds that are hanging out. Still no rain out of these clouds right now as well. And this is our view right now from Georgia Tech in Midtown, looking at the downtown skyline here. And we do have a few of those clouds out there right now that will be breaking up a little bit more. It's going to be a rather slow process. This is our tower cam in Athens. We were earlier taking a closer look here at the streets there, as we are, and there's the arch and North Campus right here, and seeing if those streets were even wet as some of the showers were showing up on radar there over in Athens, but it was only very light. It just really just kind of dampened the roads there in the downtown area. But now it's dry in Athens and it is getting a little bit cooler. Take a look at the high temperature today. We made it up to 80 degrees. That is above average. We should be around 73 for this time of year. So that was ahead of the front. Our low is 50 degrees. That was a little bit below the average this morning. It should be around 53. Now, we had a few raindrops around. Nothing fell at Hartsfield-Jackson today, so nothing is really helping us with that rainfall deficit. We're just seeing it continue to grow. We're now more than 6 1/3 inches below where we should be in rainfall for the year. So if you got some of those raindrops today, consider yourself lucky, because a lot of people didn't get anything at all. Now, we had that coolest air this morning. You see those 50-degree readings at 6, then it went up to 52 at 7, then back to 50 at 8 o'clock. And then we rose up to 80. That was around the 3 o'clock hour when we hit 80 degrees, and then we've been falling through those 70s ever since. And now we've gone from 80 down to 69 degrees here at the 9 o'clock hour, and those temperatures are going to continue to fall for the rest of the nighttime hours too. So take a look at this now. We have lower 60s in Canton and in Rome, 50s in Dalton. We have 50s in Blairsville and Clayton. So this is that cooler air that is moving through our area. It is, as I mentioned, 69 here, but 68 in Peachtree City and Covington. We still have some 70s in Thomaston, Eatonton, and also over into LaGrange. So that comparison from 70s there on the south side to 50s in Dalton signifies the progression of that cooler air coming in behind the front, and that is going to keep diving our way going through the rest of the overnight hours. And I'm thinking here by morning in the city, we're going to be down to about 51 degrees, and then we should be around 52 at 9 o'clock, and then 61 at 11. So slowly rising, but eventually getting up there to those lower 70s, right at about 70 degrees here for the afternoon hours. Plenty of sunshine during the day, and temperatures trending below where we were today. And also, it's going to be just a little bit below the average out there too. So here's the forecast track. And once we get this system through here, nothing else is really going to be showing up on this map over the next couple of days. So there you see the cloud cover and that little bit of light rain still, that broken area of just some light rain pushing down toward the south, continuing to move out. Now the clouds are gone, and they're going to stay gone for a while. The rain is gone. It's going to stay gone for a while. So we'll really just be noticing these winds in the wind direction. And tomorrow, we're going to see that wind direction coming out of the northwest, and it will be breezy at times. So don't let that catch you off guard tomorrow when the winds are whipping up just a little bit during the day. You know, not crazy winds or anything like that, but, you know, again, general winds, 10 to 20 miles an hour with some higher gusts at times during the day. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, still that northwest flow over us, still a little bit breezy. And then during the day on Thursday, we start off Thursday morning with temperatures going back down into the 40s. And upper 40s, we're thinking, Thursday and Friday morning. Afternoon highs here on Thursday will start to come up just a little bit more in the afternoon hours into the mid-70s. So where we think tomorrow's going to be in the lower 70s, it'll be in the mid-70s on Thursday as well as on Friday. And then the other thing about Friday, the morning hours are also going to be rather cool too, going back down into the 40s before we get back up into the 70s here for those afternoon hours. So a dry pattern is going to be setting up now behind this front that has already moved through. It's going to be cooler tomorrow, and then gradually just those afternoons coming up just a little bit into the mid-70s before we get another system coming in for Sunday and Monday that's going to bring us our next chance for rain. So I've widened out a little bit so you can see the development of that next system. Here's that rain pushing out now. And then it looks really boring the next couple of days here on the weather maps. Here we go on Thursday, nothing going on here. Friday, still dry conditions here. Saturday is also still dry. We might see a couple more clouds trying to build in. But then here's the next system that's going to be coming our way. Not here on Saturday, and I'm really thinking a big part of the day on Sunday is going to be dry. This is actually at 6:30 in the afternoon and evening here, where we start to see a few more of these showers beginning to move in. So the second half of the day on Sunday, really late afternoon, mainly into the evening hours on Sunday, when we're going to see this next area of rain that'll be pushing in. That's going to be with us on Monday. Now, I will tell you, this is the European model. The American model is drying this system out and not showing much rain in our area at all. I think the European model is most likely the one that's going to win out on this and give us some of those showers. But just don't be surprised if when we come to you later, when new runs come in, if this starts drying out a little bit more. But we really hope, we need the rain here. We really hope that this holds together to give us more rain than the last two systems that came through that were hardly really anything at all. Tuesday is going to be dry, and then after that, another system starts developing, hopefully pushing in by the middle of next week to give us another chance of rain. So even though now that this front is pushed through, we're entering into a drier pattern for the next few days, we're going to see more moisture, better chances, and more opportunities for some rain as we go into next week. So for now, there's the dry weather. Sunday, that 30% chance for a shower, that'll be pushing into our area, and then it goes up a little bit more for your Monday. Let's talk about Tropical Storm Melissa. This is the storm that we've been showing you, or the developing storm that we've been talking about as it was out in the central Atlantic. It is now into the Caribbean, and we were thinking that once it got into the Caribbean, it would get a little better organized, and it is better organized now. It was upgraded to a tropical storm with the 11 o'clock advisory earlier today. Right now, max winds are at about 50 miles an hour. It is moving to the west at 15 miles an hour. And then it's going to lose its push, and it's going to lose its acceleration, and it's going to start moving very slowly here through the Caribbean. So there's the storm here to the south. This is Jamaica, this is Haiti, this is the Dominican Republic, here's eastern Cuba, we've got the Caymans right over here. So I'm going to show you the track of this, and right now it's moving west at 15, but it's going to be moving a little slower here as we go through the rest of the week. This is the track for the next 5 days. And this is all of the forward motion it's going to make over the next 5 days. And I know that these lines are all kind of, jagged a little bit here. It's going to take some turns, maybe a little bit, slight turns. So with it moving so slowly, and the Caribbean waters are also very warm. This is what concerns me about this system. I know that right now we're showing it getting up to a Cat 1. That would be going into Saturday and also into Sunday there as a Category 1 hurricane. However, with this slow motion and with the warm water, this has the potential to get even stronger. The other thing, though, that we have to take into account, we do have some shear in the atmosphere that would kind of cut off the top of a growing hurricane or a growing tropical system, and it could inhibit its growth. So this was going to be a little bit tricky. If it was based on just the slow forward motion and the water temperatures, this thing would get really strong. But if it experiences some shear, it'll knock down the intensity of it. So this is the track of this right now. By Sunday, still just getting closer to the islands here. There's a hurricane watch in effect for Haiti that goes over to the line there of the Dominican Republic, and it goes all the way around to Port-au-Prince. And then this is the tropical storm watch that's in effect for the entire island of Jamaica. So we'll keep watching this. We may have Cuba, parts of eastern Cuba, that'll have to be included in some advisories. Even over into Puerto Rico, folks need to keep an eye on this too, because this is just going to meander down there, and it could change directions at any time. So as you can see, the models are having a hard time with this when it doesn't have a defined direction that it's going in, or any real big influence on what's pushing it. The models are having a hard time figuring out where it's going to go to. The consensus is that it'll turn up toward the north and to the east and go out to sea, but then some of these models even take it in to Central America over here too. So a lot to watch, and we'll keep an eye on that as we, of course, go through the next few days here. So we're on Melissa right now. The next name on the list would be Nestor. We'll see if that is actually a storm that develops later on. So morning lows below average until Sunday when we get up to 54. The average for this time of year is 53. We're going to be in the 40s here on Thursday and Friday morning, and then the afternoon highs in the 70s. 75 will be the warmest we have this week on Thursday and Friday. That'll be a couple of degrees above the average, but all the other days temperatures are going to be below the average, and we're even going to see some 60-degree temperatures coming in for highs next week. Here's a look at that forecast showing those temperatures that will be in the mid-70s Thursday and Friday, but also look at those morning lows for Thursday and Friday in the 40s. Saturday, partly cloudy skies. We're getting up to about 73 degrees on Saturday afternoon. We may see a few more clouds around too, and then here come the rain chances. Remember, on Sunday, we think it's going to be later in the day on Sunday, most likely late afternoon, mainly the evening hours on Sunday when we see some of those showers, and that rain chance is at about 30%. Then higher rain chances Monday at 50%, and then down to 20% on Tuesday. But after this system, look at these temperatures, how they go to 67 for a high on Monday and then 68 for a high on Tuesday. We may get a bit of a wedge that's going to set up going into next week. Thanks for tuning in to this extended weather update here on 11 Alive Plus and Weather Impact 24/7. We're going to have another update for you tonight at 11. Our 11 o'clock newscast is going to be streaming only because we have NBA basketball on the TV side. And then if you want another update even after that, after the basketball game, which is most likely going to be 12:30 or after, we're going to have our live newscast on 11 Alive as well as here on streaming. So you'll have more opportunities to get some weather updates and news updates for you coming up tonight. Thanks for tuning in to this extended weather update here on 11 Alive and Weather Impact 24/7. We hope you have a great night. We'll see you again at 11.